Hi, I'm Melissa. This is Haley. And this is our home, our cargo trailer that we live in full time.
Trying to find something to believe because I'm running wild, I ain't running free. Still got a lot of shit left to see.
Well, we started off traveling on the road with just the pickup truck, and then we actually had a truck camper on top of it. It really wasn't the right fit for us because they're super top heavy. The cargo trailer, you can build everything yourself, so there's a lot less stuff that's gonna break. And for us, that was a really big deal. It's just like keeping everything as simple as we could because we didn't need all that stuff. With a box, you just put the things in it that you want. Luckily, our pickup truck has a solar panel on the roof, so we've got power tools. We just built this thing living in the back of the pickup. So it's been over a year and we just finished it. And it's, you know, it's never done. You're never like, oh, it's done. It's like, no, of course there's projects still. The entire build has happened on public lands pretty much. We did our countertops at a house. So that was like a place that we had shore power. But besides that, the entire thing was just built on public land with our solar panel. And this is Jess, the truck. This is a 2000 Ford F-250 Super Duty. It has the 7.3 liter engine, which is amazing. If you don't know about it, you should look into it if you're looking for a truck of any kind because this truck is amazing. It's bomb-proof. We did install a front hitch on it, so we have this rack. It's really just for storage purposes most of the time when it's up here, but we can take it out and we can throw it on the back when we're not hitched up to the trailer, and then we have extra storage when we're just in the truck, which is really nice. We've got 190 watts of solar. Right now, I think there's 160 amp hours of battery storage. So we have a couple AGMs back here, and then we have 12 volt and we have 300 watt inverter. And so we can do like computer stuff from back here too. We built in some storage in here, which is really nice. So we got the extra tall camper shell because we wanted to be able to have storage and then sleep back here, and we would still fit comfortably and be able to sit up and all that. So this right now, this is just where we keep our clothes. There's a lot of times where you're like, oh, I want to go swimming and I don't have well, I do have my swimsuit. We have a crash pad in here that just folds out. It's like the 3-tier crash pad, and so that's our bed, which is really kind of nice to have things that are dual purpose. That's huge on the road to just have something that does a lot of different things for you. It's nice to have two different options. Like you can be like super comfortable and fancy with the trailer, and then you can also be like, okay, let's really, really downsize and do some roughing it. So this is our cargo trailer that recently has been named, at least for me, I'm naming it the Beast because of what it was capable of. I took the wrong road and ended up having to do stuff with this that I wouldn't have really even wanted to do with just the truck, and the cargo trailer did it. No popped tires. I am so grateful, and this thing is a beast. So this is now the Beast. It's a 7 by 12 foot cargo trailer, but the nose actually makes it more like 14. We really like having dual axle. We think it's actually better for off-roading. We heard that it was not as good, but because you have a second tire to be on the ground, if the other one's not on the ground, you kind of stabilize a lot better that way. So for us, it was good. The back tire here is really close to the back end. And so if you're doing stuff where you're off-road, that back end is not gonna hit the ground as easily. Another really big thing with this trailer is that they make them in like cool colors and like black and like silver and all these things, but when you go inside of those trailers, we were testing stuff out when it was really hot out. Those trailers get so hot. Like even silver, it really makes a difference to have a white one in terms of temperature control. On the top, we have the Renogy 400 watt solar kit. And then we also just have an antenna that was like one of our friends' leftover antennas. And then we have a cell booster inside. And so that connects to a cell booster. So if we're in a place that doesn't have great cell reception, we can still get a little bit. The cargo trailer itself, like empty, was like $4,700 brand new a year and a half ago. So they're really not that expensive, but the build out process was kind of expensive. So I would say all in, we're probably just under 7,000. This was something that like I had to have for the cargo trailer. I wanted a deck. So this is our house. Welcome. We found really cheap paint that was for like a garage floor. And so we just bought that and we've painted it like 10 times with that bucket of paint. The kitchen, so we have a little sink. I don't eat meat at all, so this makes things a lot easier, but it's really easy to clean stuff. What I do is just use a spray bottle with regular water, and like that mist like that is really efficient for cleaning stuff. And so I have just regular water, and then this just has like this much Dr. Bronner's in it, or some type of like a Castile soap. And then the rest of it is just water, and then I can just spray that the same way. And it's amazing. Like I can wash my entire like 3 days worth of dishes with like 5 tablespoons of water. So if you're looking for ways to conserve water and not have to use so much water, that's a really good one. So this is just like a remnant from Walmart or whatever. Like they had those little like, here, we're throwing this away, take it. And so I found this and so just installed it with Velcro. This can also be used for water in the sink, but it's actually meant to be a shower. It's stainless steel, and so you can just throw it on some type of a heat source and you can heat it up, and then you have a pressurized shower because this is a pump. And then I just have it threaded through into the sink, and you have a nozzle. This is my kombucha setup. Let's talk about the walls. I was probably reading Walden and thinking, I love this book so much, let's just make it wallpaper. And so this is the entire book of Walden, which I now call Walden paper. It really was super easy to do. It was just a big tub of Elmer's glue and sitting with a little X-Acto knife and like cutting out the pages. So each chapter is contained, like you can read a full chapter from the wall. It's put in places that are out of order from the way that the book goes. So in this area, like this is the ponds, because this is our water area. And then the bean field is up here. And then this area is kind of like I'm standing here a lot to be cooking and stuff. And so this is where I lived and what I lived for, which is like my favorite chapter of all. And then the sink is kind of interesting how it's not holding up, but I kind of love that it's like deteriorating and makes me really happy. It's like a fast-paced version of what's happening all the time. We actually have 2 countertop heights because I am 5'3". My husband is 6'1", and so it's nice to have a place where you're both comfortable. And then underneath here, we just have a bunch of storage. It's arts and crafts time for the adults because this is all like not fancy, like pretty, beautiful, like I'm not a carpenter, but I can make it work, you know? So these are just like hand-built drawers, like this is all my bedtime stuff. So this is our heater. This is a Wave 3, it's like a catalytic heater, so it doesn't produce as much carbon monoxide as like a Mr. Buddy. So these ones will work really easily at any altitude. So that's another really big positive with these, is that if you're up in the mountains and whatnot, they still work totally fine. And we have just a Dometic fridge, which it holds a ton of stuff. Like it really does. We had a fire in this trailer because of our own fault, really. There were wires that were not fused. And so we ended up having a fire. Dometic heard about it and said, can we do anything for you? And they, out of the kindness of their hearts, just sent us a fridge. So not only is this like an amazing fridge, the company is an amazing company. Water storage. This is just drinking water for me and for Haley, and coffee and tea water. I would say with the amount of water that I can carry and the food I can keep in here, having power wherever I go, I can probably be completely off grid and not have to go to a grocery store or anything like that for about 2 weeks, which is really pleasant. That's a good experience to have if you have the opportunity. It does a lot for you. This is kind of the garage area. This is kind of like the crazy wire area of our solar system. Everything comes in. This hole was already in the trailer. It's like a vent because this trailer is meant to be for like carrying things that usually run on gasoline, like dirt bikes and ATVs and that kind of stuff. This area is the office. We have like a big monitor because I do work here. And so this is my office, and it's really nice to have a big screen to do work from. Like, just makes it so much easier. I am a consultant in the energy industry. The big picture of renewable energy systems and saying, okay, how do we take the resources that are available and connect them all in a way where you could actually produce the type of power that you want for a certain scenario. So I have an outside light. If it's dark out, I can turn that light on before I go outside, or we're in the desert a lot of the time in places with coyotes. It's really nice for me to be able to flip the light on and say, hey, is there a coyote out there? Can Haley go play outside right now or go pee or whatever she needs to do? So this is bed, couch, and also folds all the way up to the wall because we do have an ATV that we have in storage right now but travel with a lot. And so when that's in here, it takes up all of the space. It is a twin extra long, and we are 2 people, and we do sleep on that, and it's actually pretty comfortable. It just depends what your sleeping habits are. Like, if you're okay cuddling all night, then it's good. If you need to like be sprawled out and crazy, then it would not be good. Because we also have a dog who sleeps in the bed with us because she's kind of spoiled. We use a ratchet strap to hold in place when it's a couch, and it works really well. And then when it's a bed, this just folds out. And you just kind of, and then underneath, I just throw all of our blankets and stuff when it's a couch. So it just folds up, back down. So it's really super multi-purpose for us. And then I wonder if it'll do it. Yeah, like this thing will lift up, and if the mattress isn't there, that's how it folds up against the wall. Fear is a place where we're scared we're going to be uncomfortable. That's a natural reaction. I think that we're humans, and being scared is part of what we are. We need that. The things that we're scared of are usually based on like how we've lived our lives and the world that we've grown up in, and holding ourselves accountable for our fear in a negative way, I think, is very unhelpful. But for me, if I'm in a situation where I need to be aware of my environment and that level of fear keeps me on edge to keep my awareness, like, it's okay for it to be there, but to have the fear take over everything means you're gonna shut down. And so if you let the fear take over and you shut down, you can't move forward. And so it's this balancing act of saying, okay, it's okay that I'm scared, but that doesn't mean that I need to let it control everything. That's all you've got, and you've got to keep your eyes on what's coming next and planning for the next thing. And that's the only things you can think about. You cannot prioritize the fear, or else the fear will shut you down and you're not as effective. But then there's fear like, I'm not scared that your camera is gonna come attack me or something, you know, but I'm still scared. So, there's a different way of dealing with that, which is just like, okay, that's a thing, moving on. And then it pops up again, and it's like, okay, that's a thing, moving on.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you're curious to follow along with my travels and my husband and our dog Haley, you can find us on Instagram at outdoorsisfree, with little underscores between those words.
Have a great week. Bye.
Someone's used